Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you guys are here. I'm getting ready to go to work, and I wanted to give you a quick chitsy chat about the MT03. So I thought today I would go over 3 reasons why I think it is a fantastic beginner bike. And these are my personal experiences with the bike. These are the things that I've appreciated more as a beginner rider, and I'm just going to share those things with you honestly. So the first thing that I would say is that the bike is super lightweight. When you get started riding, you're not the best rider. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to give a little too much throttle. You're maybe going to give a little too much brake and potentially tip over. Being able to have a lighter bike that you can kind of get your feet down and support quicker for when you make those kind of mistakes, or maybe just maneuvering in and out of a parking lot, or like in my driveway, which is kind of janky. And listen, this little thing right here, this little curb was my nemesis in the beginning. So having things like that, where you have a smaller bike that's a lighter weight, definitely makes it easier for you to maneuver by yourself. And that definitely played a role in my confidence in riding the bike, and riding the bike alone, feeling like if I got in a situation, if I dropped my bike, if whatever happened, that I could move it by myself and I could handle it on my own. So having the lighter weight definitely played a role in my confidence as starting to get familiar with riding with the general public. I'm a little under weather, so I do apologize, guys. The second thing is, I would think, the approach to mechanical aspects on the bike. So basic repairs, fixing things, and general maintenance. So the fact that the MT03 does not have all the fairings, and it is considered a naked bike. So fairings would be the plastic that comes out and it kind of covers all of this. So the MT03 does not have that, as you can tell. So it's considered a naked bike, and that's something that you should check into if you're interested in those, or if you haven't heard of those. And that's basically a bike that doesn't have all the plastic fairings and the look pretty things. And that actually affects the weight as well, makes it weigh a little less. So the thing about not having those is it gives you access to pretty much everything that you need to check, things that you would need to do on the bike, much easier. There's a lot less work to do. So if you're new to general maintenance on your motorcycle, or new to how to do those things, it's a much more approachable step. There's less work to do, there's less things to get wrong, and that's always nice when you're just trying to learn how to do something. Now, as far as the MT03, my bike has the crash guards on it. I put the TST tail eliminator on it, and the new tail light, and I've put the little new levers on it, and the little... It's early in the morning, guys. I don't have it, but I put that on there. Windscreen, there you go. So I've done all of those things by myself. They were all very easy to do. So even adding things to the motorcycle has been ridiculously easy, not difficult at all. So I would say if you like customizing your bike, that's another thing that makes the MT03 awesome, is because it's super easy to do those things. So very approachable in riding it, very approachable in maintenance. The other thing I would say is that she's a forgiving motorcycle, and what I mean by that is you get some of the other bikes, you move up some cc's, you get into the 600s. Those bikes are made to respond to the inputs that you put in. So if you give a little too much gas, you're going to know it. If you go a little too hard on the brake, you're going to know it. So the MT03 is made to be more rider friendly, and that's what makes it kind of special for beginner riders, is because she's not going to kill you. You know what I mean? When you make a mistake, and if you are a new rider, you're going to make them, and you're going to make a lot of them. And so you don't want to go across some train tracks and hit a bump and accidentally wail on the throttle, wail on the throttle and get thrown off your bike, right? You don't want to come too hard down on the brake and get thrown over the handlebars. And I'm not saying that those things can't happen. I'm just saying that she's less likely to do that to you, because it does have the kind of the slower response time in doing those things. And so as you become a more experienced rider, and maybe as you ride over a longer period of time, that might be the thing that kind of annoys you about the MT03, is that maybe you want to wail on the gas and she doesn't just shoot off like you want. I haven't had that problem, but I have had, you know, like you can downshift and hit the gas, and she's going to do whatever you want to do, but the MT03 does have that longer throttle. But those are my 3 things about the MT03 and why I think it's a fantastic little beginner bike. And I will also add, most of the people on this channel who have the MT03 are not beginner riders. They're people who have rode a variety of bikes. They're even older, and they just love the MT03. She is a fun bike. So just because this is a video about why it's beginner friendly doesn't mean that it's just for beginners. And please don't get discouraged and turned off by things like it's slower on the throttle. I mean, go test ride one if you can. You can pop wheelies on the MT03. You can wail on it on the MT03. It just isn't as sensitive as a bigger sports bike or, well, I forgot what I was going to say. Even some of the classic cruisers, you know, you can wail on those and they're going to take off. So it's just a little more forgiving while you're learning how to get throttle control and brake control, you know, under your belt. There's a lot to learn when you're beginning riding, and there's a lot of mistakes you can make. And I have actually made all of them. So, you know what? It's a good little learning bike. I've actually dropped this bike twice. After the first time, I didn't want to ride it anymore, and I was like, because I'm going to break it. I'm going to ruin it. And I went and got the crash guards. So, that comes in handy. I highly recommend those. But anyway, I gotta go to work. Gotta make some money to pay for my fun toys. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Sorry that I'm sick, but I know you didn't want to hear me clear my throat. But here's the thing: I'm trying to put content out. I need to keep you guys engaged, so to speak. And it's peak allergy time, which is not a good time for me. I've been sick for like 2 weeks, so it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. So, you guys be safe. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time.